everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
Hi, I'm Ash. I play Axel, the gnome fighter, and I'm a master of the shield and a master with Trident.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm playing Blood Gorson, Path of the World Tree Barbarian.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello! Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Greetings and welcome back once again to the Lost Archives. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are here for the premiere homebrew horror Curse of Strahd campaign that you can catch live right here, twitch.tv/The Lost Archives, or over on YouTube, Lost Archives D&D. And also every podcast platform of your choice. We have a very quick recap to get through. Obviously, I don't want to spend too long behind the scenes. Super quick announcements to share. Obviously, been a bit quiet on the old streaming front and YouTube front. I've been away for the past couple of days, and we also finished up our Avatar campaign last Tuesday, so we have only had Curse of Strahd, and that continues this week. We also only have Curse of Strahd this week. There is no Return of the Giants on Wednesday, sadly. We have, I think, most of our players out at the Critical Role live session in Melbourne. I'm not one of them, unfortunately. I was not able to get that to line up well, but Matt is, Jacob is as well.
Hey.
I can see, yeah. So let me know how it is.
It's this week at D&D on multiple nights.
Yes. Yep. If you could take a photo with Matt Mercer and just let him know about us, that'd be great. That'd be
I don't
sick.
want to burn that bridge.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, no, that's very, very true. Yeah, so that'll be really fun. Let us know how it is. I'm sure that'll be super, super cool. Insanely jealous. Seething with jealousy, I am. The only other announcement I have to share is that we hopefully will have another Baldur's Gate stream coming out shortly. Just got to try and line up some time where I can record with Tricking and Foxtrot. Hopefully I'll be able to record something in the next day or so, and we'll have that up and running. Otherwise, behind the scenes, I will record another episode of Hello Kitty Art Adventure and just fucking go for it. Why not? Let's have some fun. There is still Wandering. There is Wandering Village stuff. I do need to record Wandering Village. I know I need to get onto that. The new update looks amazing. I promise I will get onto that ASAP. I'll get onto that ASAP. Anything else fun to share before we rock and roll? No?
Well, actually, I did go to the dentist today, and She said I have possibly the best oral hygiene she's ever seen. That is a quote. So, somebody, Pearly White's over here. All this oral work we're doing, it's worth it.
Cool. So, I mean, if you've got anything to share, it cannot be worse than that. No, even silence. Yeah,
Wow.
Fantastic.
I don't
Cool.
even know how
I'll jump in.
do we pop that?
Oh,
I've
Here
got
we go.
something. I
worse
was wearing
than that.
ladies' headphones today. That's it. Is that
Yeah.
I guess that's encouragement to watch the video, isn't it?
I think the rose gold really suits you, Tom.
Thank
especially when he
Thank you.
turns, it like flares a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's quite
There you
nice
go, a little
actually.
modeling there.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, these ones can charge, so that's an essential win, I'd say.
That does help, yeah.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
the old
that's
ones.
that does come in handy for headphones power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy as. Well, let's
Well, this
jump in.
segment's gone well. Do you want to keep it going on? Or
No, I think we're good. Oh, yeah, sorry. Apology, Josh. He hopefully will be joining us. I think he's having some troubles. I mean, I don't want to take this out of context, but it does sound like he's having troubles with his toilet, which is He's having some plumbing issues at his house. There is someone there fixing them. I really was going to go with like, yeah, he's just broken his toilet and now it's like water all through his house. I thought, no, that's a bit mean. Yeah,
trouble with his pipes.
Trouble with his pipes. Yeah, no, it looks like it's been a bit more of a complicated situation than he was expecting. The plumber's still there, so hopefully he'll be joining us. This might be one of those situations though where it's quite bad. So hopefully he's okay and his house is all good. We obviously have an apology from Raph. He's still going through the whole issue with moving and everything. Hopefully we'll see Raph again really soon. I know he's having a bit of a rough time of everything that's sort of going on. So sending Raph all of our love. Yeah, hope we can get him back really soon. Mostly because it's lovely to have him here, but also because the voices he has picked for Styx is just a fucking nightmare. And I'd very much like to hand that one back over to him at any moment. Sweet. I don't think there's anything else fun to share, so let's jump in and do our recap. Alrighty. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, Killian, Blood, and Axel. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team have returned to the Abbey of St. Markovia, having allied with the werewolves of the Svalich Woods and cured Victor Valakovich of the insanity, driving him to become the Mad Mage of Mount Baratok. With Theo having returned to the party, his efforts to shore up the defences at the village of Barovia now complete, the team were faced with the possibility of resurrecting their companion Grinner, along with the children from the werewolf den. Now that the Abbey of St. Markovia is a safe refuge from the many dangers of Barovia, the team planned with the abbot on how best to proceed, learning some more material components were needed before the spell could be cast so many times. While Tithla and Theo flew to the town of Vallaki in search of the much-needed magical supplies, Jonor, Axel, and Blood travelled back to the werewolf den in search of a book Madame Ava had revealed to Jonor. They were slightly sidetracked by the revelation that Iris, one of the children, had managed to gain control of her werewolf transformation but wanted to now stay with the pack instead of returning home. Deciding to let her remain with the werewolves for the time being, the crew located the hidden book, which turned out to be Strahd's journal, detailing the events leading up to his transformation into a vampire. Luther and Killian, meanwhile, made their way down the mountain to meet with Sergeant Gavel and ensure the guards of Krez weren't about to attack the werewolves transporting the bodies of the children back to the Abbey. Convincing the guards of the danger of remaining in the village of Krez, it was decided that the town would need to be evacuated, the residents travelling to either Vallaki or the Abbey. Killian and Luther then met with the werewolves and guided them up the mountain to the Abbey, the bodies of the soon-to-be revived children in tow. Reunited and ready to resurrect the children and Grinner, the team assisted Theo and the abbot with the ritual, the children brought back to life in new forms. Understandably, the children almost immediately began to panic, unfamiliar with their new bodies and species, leading to Irina rushing in and taking the children aside. With Grinner's old liver decanted onto the slab, the team began the final ritual, the magic disintegrating the old flesh and quickly weaving a new body for Grinner. However, he too was changed by the magic, taking on a more lupine-like form. With Grinner returned to life, the team had a lot of questions, some of which Grinner could answer. However, his memories had stopped the moment he was killed by Strahd. Jonor also revealed the diary that vampire-spawned Grinner had slipped him, the team mulling over the pages and quickly realising that even under Strahd's control, Grinner had been doing his best to still assist the group. With the party reunited and rested, it was finally time to track down the last item their foretelling by Madame Ava had revealed, hidden deep in the marshland that was once the town of Berez. We left off last session as the team teleported with the help of Victor Valakovich, landing almost knee-deep, or in Axel's case, waist-deep, in the fetid waters of the murky bog. All around them, trees and roots choke the very air. Above them, a thick canopy blocking out the sky. Vines dangle down like grasping tentacles. The smell of stench of decaying leaf litter and fetid water assaults your nostrils. We left off last session as Jonor looked down as his reflection began to shift and warp, changing into this outline. Dark figure, female-like form, long hair. And as the eye in the center of the shadow on the water looks up towards you, Jonor, you hear,
You really shouldn't have come here, Jonor.
And that is where we left off last session.
Jonor, looking down at the reflection, he takes like 1 or 2 steps away, sort of trying to get away from the hag. No, you're the one that shouldn't have dealt with me, actually. I say this out loud.
Very tough. Yeah,
all around you watch as Jonor looks down at his reflection in the water and starts pointing at it angrily and says, "You shouldn't have messed with me." For you, his reflection is just his reflection. There's nothing.
Jonor, are you afraid of your own reflection? What are you doing here?
This is the lady. This is the hag. She's foul-looking thing.
You should not talk about yourself so negatively. Like you're sure you're not the most beautiful person in this world, but you're not ugly by any means.
Ah, it's hideous! Kill it!
As she is filthy. Just look at this face. Remember, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find her and get rid of her. Okay?
But Jonor, that is your face.
No, this is. You know how I said I had this horrible dream? This is her. Look. Look at the
it
right
is
here.
just you and Zika.
I'm looking. Blood is looking.
It's just Jonor's reflection, guys. You know what he's talking about.
Hang on a minute.
I
go to
believe you.
inspect this. Is that I try to get a glimpse of if it's just an illusion.
Yeah, do you want to make me a Arcana check, Jonor? Or perception or investigation?
Yeah, we go.
31.
Arcana.
Yes, Jonor, this is absolutely some sort of illusionary magic. Focused entirely on you, which is a little bit concerning. No one else seems to be able to see this, which does make you wonder whether or not this is illusionary in the form of it being displayed on the water's surface, or maybe this is being projected into your mind somehow. The image directly being put in there. That would be very concerning if it was.
Okay, guys, keep and Tithla, keep your wits about you. She's playing tricks. Of course, she's going for me first. She's going for her closest equal in magical prowess, probably.
With a 31, Jonor, you also get to see some other stuff.
Okay.
All around you. Trees hemming you in on all sides, foliage above, the dark water below. Everything about this place. There's a faint shimmer. You think that there's not just this illusion magic on the pond. On your reflection. There is illusion magic everywhere, all around you. You are currently surrounded by it, immersed in it. A powerful, powerful charm.
Tithla, I'm getting a strange feeling here. You know how we went in that...
to reach out to the void and hear what I hear and see what I see and then say what I see and then see what I say.
Kind of, in one way, kind of close. You know that the Durst Manor we arrived in? We got halfway through and then it just deconstructed around us and was, it was all an illusion?
Sort of, but we sort of still kept our things that we had there. Even like if we'd picked up something and given it to someone else, like we still kept them.
Yeah. Like these fantastic cards. These ones.
Thanks for bringing that up. I wasn't even going to mention it this time, but sure.
Oh, no, I've anyway, this place is not as it seems.
Okay.
Don't you get a weird feeling that this is, look at this swamp. Like, how can the swamp just sustain itself? I can't put my finger on it.
Okay.
It's not right here.
You know what? You're right.
Yes.
It's swamp, but she's at play here. She don't believe everything you see.
Your reflection, Jonor, winks at you and smiles. Your warnings won't do as much as you think. But it's going to be fun to watch you little flies struggle in my web. Sweet dreams, Jonor. With that, you watch as your reflection shifts and changes back.
Just doing it again.
Do a survival check.
Yeah, 100%.
to try and, hey, we're told that this area is not right. It's kind of like this, but it's not quite like this.
Yeah.
The nature's not right. We'll do a survival check. Oh, 29.
29.
Oh,
Holy fucking shit, guys. Off to a really good start. Yeah, 29.
Not 20.
As you look around, Tithla, you begin to focus. There is something off about this swamp.
Mm-hmm.
The gap in the trees just over towards your right that seems to lead deeper into the swamp here. The trees are too straight. The trunks are almost perfectly vertical, and the way the branches curve over, you're pretty sure it's forming an archway of some sort. And, I mean, this isn't natural. Nature doesn't grow in these very, very precise. This is something more. You think there's something in that direction. You're not sure exactly what, but you can see that the pathway, the trees seem to form almost, if you squint, the outline of a building. You can kind of see made out of the trees, as if the trees, maybe there's some illusion here. It's hard to say.
These trees aren't right. You see how these are kind of more like pine trees in their forms, but they're not. They're not pine. Shouldn't be pines here. It doesn't make sense. There should be more like an ash potentially, or something.
Oh, okay.
Something's off.
Okay.
Axel just lights the trident in his hand and it's just like, all right, something's amiss. Where are we heading?
Golden hexagons form over Jonor's body as he casts mage armor.
Blood just prepares to get angry.
Just slap yourself a bit. Slap yourself around a bit. You just slowly rotate one of the driftwood branches coming out of your arm. Get a bit of pain going. You get like a pencil sharpener and start sharpening the branches. Yeah, I mean, there doesn't seem to be any immediate threat. I mean, apart from the mosquitoes, which are now starting to buzz around faster and faster, you can see these quite large mosquitoes rising from the swamp waters, making their way over towards you. Now that you're here, you're warm, you're breathing. They're following the warmth and carbon dioxide.
When you say large, do you mean like large for us in reality, or like large in like D&D?
No, as in like the mosquitoes are like 4 or 5 centimeters. Large for it's not like a person. It's not a hand. But they're decently sized mosquitoes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there doesn't seem to be any immediate.
Which way to go?
Yeah. Doesn't seem to be any immediate
there's
danger
the
here.
doorway over there that we could probably try. That like the archways in that. What I mean. I guess, Jonor, that's up to you. We either go through there or we don't go through there. They're kind of the options.
Can I do a... Oh, Tithla's already done a survival roll.
Yeah. That's actually spotted this kind of like break between the trees that are too straight, too perfect. They're forming almost like a stone archway, but made out of tree.
Well, then,
something's going on here.
I concur with Tithla. Let's follow the fake tree archway. It's a way to go. I think at the very worst, we fall into a trap and then we find the hags that way, or it's the right way to go, and then we get to where we need to go.
Isn't that what the hag would want? To follow tree paths?
But it's a bit disguised, so maybe she doesn't want that?
She did just... I reiterate what was shared to me, how we're flies in this trap and she's going to toy with us. So,
okay.
You know, we got to really either try and beat her traps or... get outside of it. Try to not do what it looks like we're meant to do. Yeah. But I think this is an example of us beating it. So
there was an elder in my village where I grew up. It was called Obi of Wan. And got him. And there was a time where he was talking about he felt like he could sense the trap. It was up ahead, and the only thing that he could conclude to do was to spring the trap. So I think we should do that.
Was that not the passing General Akbar who identified that it was a trap?
I think there were a couple of traps around.
Akibia, you're thinking of. Is it Tabaxi? Yeah.
Akabaya.
Akibia.
Yeah, I mean, I think either this is us beating her first puzzle and is the right way to go, or it springs a trap and hey, we deal, we improvise, we adapt, we overcome.
That was Bear Goals. He was a very famous survivalist. Yeah.
Good friend.
Gear balls. Yeah.
Gear balls.
Gear balls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I've said enough now.
Okay, we walk this way.
I think you're onto something, Tithla.
Can you write that down?
Oh, you want me to? Okay, sure.
Thanks.
Right
I'm
on
gonna
it.
keep it for a sad day.
Oh, that's very wise, I guess.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lead first because it's kind of.
Okay, let's go, bullet.
Wait, Jonor or Killian? Is Killian with us?
Killian's with you.
Can you?
Yeah, what's up, Blood?
Do you have magic to get rid of this magic?
I've got a little bit that I can do, but it's not sort of. This seems like it's from what you're describing. This seems like it's going to be something a bit more. This is quite powerful illusion magic. I mean, I can try and dispel it, but it's. I say that.
Feels like it's like a land, like a region.
You think it's no good?
I can detect magic. I can't dispel it.
Yeah, I think we know it's there. That.
Okay.
But just knowing, the localized bits of magic, if there's a fireball just sort of set up somewhere that we walk into, seeing that stuff's helpful.
Perfect. As Tithla calls out, all right, follow me.
Way ahead, away now.
Perfect.
Oh, we're coming. We're coming.
Oh. Tithla.
Perfect.
Wait up.
As you all rush to catch up.
Me. We're gonna go and hide. We're gonna find the bad people. We're gonna fix the things.
Tithla, as you cross the threshold of these trees forming this very precise worked archway, you cross the threshold. Suddenly you're no longer in a swamp. Could you please roll for me a d6?
I would love to roll a d6 just for you. It's not for anyone else, is it?
This is, well, it's for me and you, but it may involve other people's things.
Okay. All right, that's a 3.
Alrighty. Tithla, as you step across the threshold, you suddenly find yourself in a busy street. The cobblestones underneath your feet, densely packed. A large wall rises up on your left, massive metal gates barring your way. You can see that there are people everywhere. Elves, humans, gnomes, halflings, walking through this busy city street. And a moment later, as Theo, Jonor, Axel, Blood, Killian, as the rest of you cross the threshold, you find yourselves in the same place. As soon as you step over the threshold, you are now suddenly standing in a city. Jonor and Axel, you immediately recognize where you are. You're outside the gates of the Unseen University in the city of Oxenford. Axel, you're standing at your old guard post.
Oh, that was easy. And then everyone's around me.
And we're home.
Yeah, everyone's around you. Yep.
Guys, we did it. Home.
Oh, what?
This
is home. We made it. Like,
this is not Blood's home. This is city.
Definitely. This looks like home to me. Hang on, I know that there should be like a little crack in that crystal, not the crystal, the glass wall up there. Let me just see if that's still up there. I want to look for any imperfections in the recreation of this world by viewing things I knew to be there.
Yeah, perception or investigation check in that case, Jonor. 17. As you look along the top of the stone walls, which, as you have correctly identified, have these swirling glass patterns along the top that form like a little barrier with vines growing through them and these sort of very, very lush plant life growing along the top of the wall. Very easy to get a bit of a leg up and look climbing on the loose cobblestones that form the borders of the wall. Yeah, the crack is there. You can see where, as a student, first year student, you and your friends were playing a bit of I'm gonna say like Wizard's Hacky Sack. And unfortunately, one of the rules of Wizard's Hacky Sack is that on the third kick, the third contact, it explodes. It moves violently, and you just didn't get the angle quite right. And as it shot up and cracked into the wall here, you actually cracked this glass. You can see there are a few vines that have grown through flowers that have bloomed along the edge of this crack. Tithla.
Sorry, Jacob here. Is it
Jacob.
3 kicks because they're nerd wizards and everyone knows that there's only been
Any more
a
than
small
that.
handful of times where they've ever reached 3 before?
That's correct.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Good.
And is that the closest that Jonor's ever got to casting the fireball spell?
Yes, that is the closest he ever got to casting fireballs.
And the closest to being cool.
Yeah, I'd say that's still a pending.
Any level
that's still
of
ongoing.
athletic ability. That's his peak athletic.
Well, it's funny because it was actually the next day after this that Jonor perfected his rage hand spell, and at that point that took over physical athleticism from him. So
it's all been downhill since this moment. He did peak there.
This was the moment of Jonor's peak physical.
It's not about strength; it's about constitution. I would say.
You don't have that either, though.
Oh, I can march for a while, thanks, Tithla. Maybe, I don't know, maybe not as long as you, but I'll be close.
Probably not.
So,
Tithla, why is it shade on poor Jonor? He cannot help that he's a noodle arm choir boy.
Yeah, you're right. It's not his
I
fault.
don't sing, Theo.
Sing for us, boy. Sing for us.
No, stop being mean to poor Jonor.
You have identical constitutions. I just want to point out.
Yeah, but Tithla wouldn't acknowledge that.
And he probably has as much or higher strength score than me. So
yeah, that's true.
Since I
Jonor's got pretty decent
remaster.
constitution. To be fair, he's a wizard, so really there's only 2 stats he needs to nail, and that's intelligence and constitution. Everything else it's there for show, really.
Well, okay, this. No one else recognizes this place.
No, Blood has not been to this city.
That's okay. This is home. We can. Your place is from here. We can. This is the hub of the city. Like, we can get anywhere in the world from here. Like, we're not trapped. We've done it. Guys, I'm taking you to this bar. You got to come with me right now. We've got to celebrate. We've done
it. You're not believing this, are you?
What do you mean?
Yeah, not even like 2 minutes ago I said that she's playing tricks on us and to not believe what we're seeing.
Maybe she doesn't want to trifle with us. You said she was powerful. Maybe she just sent us home. Like, let's just enjoy it. Let's go and.
She.
What you're saying? This isn't real, and I just punch on the the stone wall. Just you're saying this is not real.
Make an attack. Right. Make an attack as you punch a stone wall. Yeah, offhand attack for sure. 25, cool. Axel, you punch the stone wall with all of your might. What's your strength? Roll us a d4. Let's do this. Let's do this properly as an unarmed strike as you punch the wall. It hurts. You take like a point of damage from this as you just punch the wall. With are you going with all your might? A 25 kind of sounds like.
No, I'm just making a point that it is here and it is.
Then it's just a very expert strike. I mean, Jonor, you watch as Axel's gauntleted fist collides with the stone. There's a puff of stone dust. A few chips of stone fall down around him. You felt like you were punching stone, Axel.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Blood ask someone. Hey, someone. Hello?
So I wasn't here for a second. Is Theo also seeing the unseen
All of you are
university?
seeing Oxene. Yeah, all of you are seeing the unseen
And that was
university.
as soon as we walked through the tree arch?
As soon as you walked through the tree arch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think logically we are not in Oxenford. We were in the swamp.
Hello? Anyone?
Are you just calling out to random people in the streets?
My feet still
Yes.
Yeah.
in the swamp.
A few of the people around kind of give you a bit of a weird look. You watch as a mother with like 2 kids is walking past. She looks human, maybe half elf, hard to kind of say. But as she spots you and you go hello, like start walking towards her, she like grabs her 2 kids and like rushes away quite quickly. People seem to be reacting to you, Blood. As you sort of call out hello again, hello. You watch as a rather slender halfling looks up from smoking his pipe. He's just sort of standing off towards the side. He looks to be quite young, maybe mid-20s if he was a human. Long sideburns all the way down to the lower part of his cheek. And as you sort of go, hello, looking back towards him, he looks and goes, hello there, you okay?
Blood was just wondering where he is. Is this Oxenfurt?
That's right, you're in the greatest city this side of Nostea.
Oh. Good. Okay.
You come here by boat, I'm guessing. Did you have a rough night? Catching up on some of the old drinks, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's blood.
Right. Well, if you're looking for a way back down to the docks, you're going the wrong direction. You need to turn around and head down the main street there. Take a right hand when you get to the large fountain. You should be there in no time.
Okay. Thanks, friend. What's happening in city? What's going on? What's the word?
I don't know. I'm not a town crier or anything. I'm just a fucking student here at the Unseen University. I don't know. Exams are coming up soon. We're all a bit stressed about it.
Oh. You study?
Well, what does it look like I'm doing? He takes another big puff on his pipe.
It looks like you're really studying.
Hey, there's a point where you got to make sure the information's in here, and I'm just doing an inventory of what's up here, all right?
Oh, yeah. 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 Okay.
He sort of nods. Good morning. And then puts his pipe back in his mouth. Takes a few puffs.
Maybe we are home. Oh, wait. Maybe we are in the city. Blood is out of ideas. Just drugs.
Pat Blood on the thigh and say, just around the corner here is one of the closest watering holes. Not the best, but it'll do.
Okay.
I don't know about you guys, but we should move. I'm just gonna stand in the street.
I mean, I don't think we are in this street. I'd like to do some manner of roll to see if my feet still feel like I'm in a swamp.
I'd say survival or perception would fall best in that particular category. $11. No, you're standing on cobbled streets. In fact, there's no. You just sort of have that thought. Your legs are dry. Your fur isn't wet. You look fine.
I just point at stuff to Blood and start giving him basically the tour while everyone's standing there.
Well, there you go. I don't think we have time for the tour of Oxenfurt. Like, we need to find a way out. This is obviously either some illusion or some magic here, a trick of. Remember, we are in the town of Berez. We are finding the hag. Yes, do not forget this.
Yeah, absolutely. The hag's nearby, and she's just planted this into our mind. Don't be fooled.
As Axel is kind of giving me the tour, and obviously Blood is not familiar with Oxenfurt, but like Blood is just like looking around for anything that he would seem maybe like out of the ordinary or not supposed to be there. Like, I guess this is kind of a hard role for Blood because he doesn't know what it's meant to be. He's never been to this city before.
Yeah, do you want to make me a perception or investigation check, Blood?
Absolutely. Perception or investigation? Yeah, I'll do perception for sure. Good rolls.
Tithla, what would you be doing while this is going on? 7. Look,
7.
Look, it's a big city. There's a lot going on. You're not sure what's out of the ordinary here. I mean, you see some pretty crazy stuff. There's a tower not too far away from here. This enormous tower with loads of platforms and like hundreds of Aarakocra and Owlin flying in and out of it. That's pretty crazy. You've not seen anything like that before. You've seen Messenger Guild outposts, but this is something else.
Huge.
You've never seen a post office before, a proper inner city post office. All sorts of crazy stuff. Tithla, what would you be doing while this is going on?
I think Tithla would have originally started to just run, in a way, in pure glee.
Cool.
And then I think she would have to, given her current madness, roll whether she stops and goes back to the group as she gets scared, or if she doesn't twig and she just runs. Yeah.
You did actually cure your own madness, remember, with your natural 20. Oh, no, that's right. Cool. 100%. Could you please make me then, I guess sanity check makes sense for any madness checks. But this won't count as a sanity check where you can lose sanity, though. This is more...
that is a nat 20, though, so I guess if I wasn't at risk of losing sanity, then I don't cure it.
Your madness is undone. Tithla is, in this moment...
Hell yeah.
Something about being home. Even if you know it's not real, Jonor had literally just warned you that you were going to be thrown illusions. That sudden moment of hope reminded you of what you're fighting for. You know what you need to do. You need to get home. You'd kind of lost sight of that a little bit. At some points, I wonder even if Tithla had kind of begun to accept that she wasn't getting home. But now that you've seen Oxenford again, and this isn't home for you, but it reminds you of home a little bit, enough that...
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's sprinting and just running in a single direction, and it's like her head lifts just unconsciously, and she starts to look around and realizes that she's not quite there, but she needs to go back, and she looks in... puts her arm out and starts to just feel some of the buildings, and
it feels you feel fabric from a dressmaker's store as you begin to make your way back towards the rest of the group. You pass by a couple of craftsmen's shops.
And it grounds her enough that she then sprints back.
I'm going to say
she was running aimlessly. And
you run past a florist's, and one of the bouquets is what's growing in your mother's front garden, and it's that smell that kind of hits you.
Yep, and she'll go over and she'll hi, can I please have one of those flowers?
You watch as the woman, a rather elderly looking half elf with tanned bronze skin, smiles. She sees you.
Of course, dearie. Just one flower?
Why? I don't have any money, so could I please just have one of the blue ones?
Of course, dearie. Would you like me to fix it to your lovely braid?
You can do that with flowers?
Yes, I can weave the stem just through your braid.
Yes, please. Thanks.
Okay.
Turns around sheepishly, but turns her back to the lady.
Hold very still, and
you feel a little bit of a tug on your braid for a moment, and then as you look, you can see your long braid now has one of these beautiful flowers. What would you like the flower to be that would be in your mother's front garden? Are we thinking something like an azalea? What are we thinking?
I think to Tithla, it's the blue one.
Tithla has it as the blue one. Can you get azaleas in blue? I may have... Yes, blue azalea. Done. That looks fucking gorgeous. Done. It's a blue azalea. Locked in.
Done.
As Tithla wanders back over to the... Oh, sorry. Yep.
Not a problem.
I don't have anything to give you.
It's okay. You don't need to give me anything. You don't need to give me anything.
Thank you. This is why we do it. It's people like you. Thank you.
She smiles, gives you a little pat on the shoulder.
Okay. I have to go find my friends because I ran off. So I'm gonna go find them now. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Tithla.
As Tithla.
She instantly stops and then like nods to herself. No, go back to them. It's okay.
As you wander back over, the rest of you can see Tithla has a lovely blue flower braided into her hair now. Tithla, the rest of them look a little bit confused. Axel looks happy. Axel looks relieved. Jonor and Theo are looking around suspiciously. Blood is just looking around with a big, like, golden retriever grin on his face as Axel shows off stuff to him. Blood's just like, oh. Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh,
Hey,
like.
Theo.
Good. Yes.
Theo, can you just come here for a moment? I need to have a look at our thoughts. So when I was in the swamp, when we're still there, I don't know if she was doing a reflection on the environment or if she's just planning it straight into our mind. I haven't quite figured that one out. Do you mind if I just sort of examine your thoughts just for a moment? Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, great. So what am I gonna do? I can either read them or sense them. I'm just gonna sense the thoughts and just see if they're, anyone's got their fingers in there. And I cast Detect Thoughts.
Jonor.
So, and the phrasing is very helpful here. You sense the presence of thoughts within 30 feet that belong to creatures. So it's not necessarily Theo.
Yep. Theo, could you roll me a D100? Jonor, could you roll me a spellcasting check, please?
Sure.
50. Bang on 50. I guess
Right
it's a 50-50. All right.
Well, the other.
23 for the spell attack. Okay. Jonor. As you activate the spell, you can hear Theo's thoughts, his surface thoughts, his suspicion, concern about what this... I'm imagining Theo's thoughts are, what new devilry is this? As he's looking around trying to figure out how this illusion is in place. You can hear Axel's excited to be home. Blood's just excited to see Oxenford, a city he's heard of many, many times before. You hear Tithla's as she approaches you. You hear Killian's next to you as well. It's at that moment you realize how quiet it is. Otherwise, there are people moving in and out of that 30-foot range. Nothing. No thoughts. Silence comes from their minds. In fact, you sense no mind at all. And as you do this, as you realize this in the moment, you turn back towards Theo. Behind Theo, you can see that suddenly, emerging from a side street around the other side of the Unseen University, you watch as a man staggers out, clutching at his chest. He sort of stumbles for a moment and stands there. You watch as around him, a few of the students point and laugh. Someone goes, "Oh, someone's been on the drink last night, mate. It's all right, sit down." And then as the man pulls his hand away, you see there is blood coating it. And as the man drops and falls, there's a sudden scream from one of the students. Emerging from the alleyway, you see soldiers begin marching, dressed in dark armor, emblazoned with a symbol you've never seen before. But Axel, you've seen it. Crossed hands, holding dagger and sword. An army you saw crushed years and years ago when you were a soldier. Yet here they are, alive and well. And you watch as they turn on the students and begin slaughtering them. Soldiers without number pouring from streets, from doorways, emerging through the city, pushing through like a wave as they begin slaughtering the inhabitants of Oxenford. You hear the bells begin ringing in the distance. Smoke fills the air and darkness falls across the streets. Fires burn on the building tops around you. What would you like to do?
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
Is this historically, is this soldiers in black with this symbol, was this an attack on the Unseen University?
Never on the Unseen University.
know it.
This was an army you fought as a young soldier. They were never near Oxenfurt. They've never been in Oxenfurt, never attacking the Unseen University. Axel, in this moment, what would feel most real to you? What would be the first thought that would occur to you? That army's been slowly regrouping and they're here for a counterattack. And Oxenfurt is just the next target.
I think knowing that this is my turf historically about protecting this space, I would be just straight into it. I would alight my spear, my trident once again, and I would charge in there, knowing that all hands protect the innocent.
Axel, as you light your trident, you watch as it burns away to ash in your hands in that moment, leaving you holding nothing. You watch as a group of soldiers turn and look at you, watching as you let out a battle cry, hold up your trident, activate it, and then it just turns to ash. And you watch as the soldiers look, a couple of them pointing and laughing. The sound magnified and guttural through the metal helmets.
I would just keep doing the same thing, just grabbing weapons and then charging forward. And I'm guessing that this is going to continue to happen
as you rush forwards, the weapons in your hand, shield, not the shield yet, but the weapons in your hand turn to ash, breaking apart. And as you try to rush them, you watch as one of the soldiers looks towards you, holds up this red gemstone on a sort of golden silver scepter, points it towards you, and in that moment, you're frozen. Completely helpless as you are completely trapped. Could you please roll for me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, wow.
13, that is not enough. Axel, you are paralyzed. You watch as two of the soldiers begin to walk up. You can see the rest of them beginning to storm the gates of the Unseen University. You hear the screams of the students inside calling for help. You swear you can hear your name being called, Axel. You watch as two of the guards, two of the soldiers walk up towards you, look at you. One of them slowly reaches down and pulls your hat off, drops it in the mud in front of you.
You all right there, little man? Yeah? You just sit tight, eh? You just sit tight right there.
As he slaps your cheek, slowly begins to unbuckle.
I don't think Blood would let this happen.
Okay, cool. Yeah. At any point, let me know when you guys want to jump in.
Yeah, Blood just sees this Axel and just charges forward, and also draws out his weapon and just yells into a rage.
Yeah. Blood, as you go into a rage and charge forwards, as soon as you get close to the soldiers, you watch as immediately they jump out ready to fight. I'm going to get so Blood, if you're engaging the soldiers, I'll need an initiative check. You're in combat.
Absolutely.
As soon as you rush forwards, these soldiers begin turning on you, seeing you as your threat now.
Yep.
Tithla, Theo, Jonor, 3 of you doing?
This is not real. I'm ignoring this from happening. I'm continuing to try and figure out what's going on in his mind.
Okay.
Is there a token I can select?
Yes, sorry. I will bring you across. Very good call. We can give you control over the group one if you like. How about that?
Ooh, will that work?
There you go. Right in the very center there.
So, yep.
It would help if I give you the initiative turn order. Okay. So, Jonor, you're not doing anything. You're just going to let this happen. You're like, nah, this isn't real. I'm not participating in this, whatever this is.
And I would also, Theo, it's only going to be real if you think it's real. Don't fall for this. We got to figure this out.
Theodore is going to do something a bit different.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, despite feeling like my feet are on dry land, I know that what Jonah's saying is true. This is some manner of illusion or magic thing going on here.
Yeah, you do.
So he's going to reach into his pocket and pull out something that he hasn't used yet.
Okay.
No, not the bag of beans, Jonor.
Damn it!
Oh,
That's the backup plan. No, the corrupted moonstone that he pulled off the head druid. It's something that he had and not really wanted to use too much. But just having it with him, I know what this is going to do for Theo. And he thinks this is the right time to do this. So friends, do not be alarmed here. As I hold the moonstone tight, then channel my wild shape form through that. The usual transformation sequence doesn't. Usually, it's a fairly seamless, like Animorphs style thing that Theo does to jump into his regular forms. This is weird.
This almost looks painful as you watch as parts of Theo crack and begin transforming section by section. This is your first time activating the Corrupted Moonstone. This has a permanent change to you and your druid powers as you activate it, Theo.
Does that, and I mean,
we did talk about what this would do for you. I'm guessing you've selected the one that we talked about?
Yes.
Okay. As fur begins to ripple across Theo's body.
No fur.
Oh, are you going for the other one?
No, I'll
okay, in that case then, you watch as rather than fur bursting from Theo's body, instead feathers begin to break through. Oh, you've gone for okay. Then you describe it. I thought you were going for the other one. Okay.
No, I tossed up both of those.
Okay.
I was tossing up up until the start of this session.
Okay, so you have changed your mind. Okay, that is good to know. So which one are you going for?
Out of Theo's back explodes this glowing chitin as he bends and morphs, arms breaking out of him, and there, standing before you, is this grotesque glowing spider as Theo has morphed into a phase spider.
Ew.
Okay.
Why?
whoa.
Yeah. So the Corrupted Moonstone has given you access to a monstrous wild shape form, a monstrosity wild shape form. You have selected phase spider or giant phase spider as your.
Yes.
There was a moment where I thought you were going for owlbear.
It was very close. It was between Displacer Beast, owlbear.
I was going to say Displacer Beast was the first one I started describing because that's one that you were most excited for last session at the end of it when we have a little chat. And then I was like, okay, cool. And then you were like, no. I was like, okay, great. It's the owlbear. Easy done.
Well, so we can go through the full thought process later, but
no, Faye, you don't have to describe. Phase spider makes a lot of sense. It's a lot of fun.
Hopped into the phase spider, and then what I'm immediately going to do is use its ability to peer into
the border ethereal. Yeah,
the
nice.
border ethereal, and see what's going on in this area. And if that doesn't yield any results, I'm going to pop into the border ethereal and look back into the material plane and see what it looks like there.
Okay.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. So
Crazy.
phase spiders can do some pretty gnarly shit. Let me just pull this open so I have this absolutely locked in. Here we go. Yeah. All right. Cool. Look, I love phase spiders. We should put a picture in. Here you go. I think it's been updated for the. Oh no, that's the old one. I'll update it for the new one.
Yeah, okay.
That's the old artwork. It is pretty sick though. I almost prefer the old artwork. It's like white and blue glowing.
Yeah, I kind of prefer the old one too, but I mean both cool. I have it open if you want me to hit display in VTT.
Oh, the new one's pretty cool too. It's all good. I've just sent it through.
Oh, yeah. They're both cool. All cool. Slightly glowing.
It's actually pretty sick. These horse-sized magical arachnids. It's pretty rough, man. Oh my god.
So you just see that just basically burst out of Theo's back, almost like he's like shedding his regular skin, like a invertebrate,
like in The
molten.
Fly, as Jeff Goblin. You watch as his jaw drops off as mandibles push out. Yeah.
It looks like it sucked to do this.
Yeah, so has Blood is more confused now.
Hey, you're fighting dudes. You're distracted.
You're fighting dudes.
I haven't seen this. Yeah. That's true. I am fighting dudes. I will be distracted and confused if I turn around, but that's okay.
As you peer into the ethereal plane, Theo, this is what you see. all around you is a confusing tangle of locations, people superimposed on one another in this almost this horrific, consistently like tessellating change of shapes and forms. For a moment, you sort of have to focus and reorient yourself as what you see almost looks like a kaleidoscope of confusing colors and creatures. On one hand, you can see a forest, but you watch as the forest begins to meld and morph, suddenly like refracting into this enormous stretching city of floating wooden rafts. And then it tessellates and fractures again. Now you're inside this vast library, and then it tessellates and fractures again. And this keeps happening over and over again. You watch as the world splinters and reforms, taking on a myriad of shapes. You see the swamp for a brief moment, and then suddenly you're falling. You can see nothing but clouds and sky all around you. Whatever is happening in the ethereal plane around this swamp right now, it is funky.
If Jonor is still connected to my thoughts, I just kind of just beam that to him instead of trying to work out how to put that into words.
Jonor, you get a few glimpses of that from Theo. It is very confusing.
Is that just the ethereal plane? I don't mean to alarm you with this shape, but I think, we are more here than we thought we were. And I'll be back in a moment as I just slip through the little rift that the phase spider can open into the ethereal plane, and I go in there fully.
I love the idea of you've got these like extra legs that sort of reach up, put together, and then tear reality open to create this space for you to crawl through, and then seal it back up with your like spinneret behind you, like weaving webs to like stitch reality back closed behind you.
Little spinneret's just doing the Doctor Strange sling ring.
Yeah. As your spinneret. No, I love mine better. This is weird.
This is definitely much fun.
As you step into the border ethereal, you step into the ethereal plane, Theo. It is very bizarre as you kind of hover in place. There's no real gravity in the ethereal plane, right? You're kind of like moving through this realm of thought only. To shift you picture where you want to go, and your body begins moving in that direction. When you want to travel to locations, that's really how you kind of like move around. Imagine like in space, but rather than momentum, it's all thought. The ethereal plane is kind of like a realm of thought, is the best way to kind of think about it. It is dangerous for you here. You watch as suddenly around you as the world fractures and tessellates, a tree grows up right underneath you. You have to move and quickly duck. Your legs clicking rapidly as the chitin scrapes against the bark of this tree before the tree splinters in half, becoming oars on a ship next to you that move and shift, the sail almost catching you as you begin to spin around. But looking back into the material plane, it's the swamp, except for a sphere currently centered on Axel. There is a clear, defined border where reality shifts and blends, and you can see tendrils moving down towards Axel, and hovering above it, you can see a shape, shifting and swirling, humanoid in appearance, its hands occasionally moving about. Could you make for me a perception or investigation check?
I sure can.
27.
Cool.
Tall, gaunt shape. Humanoid. Female from the looks of it. Long white hair, bedraggled and tied up in a myriad of knotty braids. Dark slate grey skin. Long hooked nose. Disproportionately lanky arms. And you watch as this figure, translucent, hovering in the air above this sort of dome around Axel, you can see, like some sort of puppet master, the strings running from her hands travel down through, blurring into invisibility as they enter the dome around Axel. But you can see that she's puppeting everything in this.
I think there's probably enough of my turn. But
Yes.
I know what I'm doing next.
Back inside the what should we call this? The sphere of nightmares. Axel, I mean, yeah, you can hear the screams of the students. You can see them running, those who are trying to get out, leaping from the windows of the unseen university as fire begins to burn up through the central core. Blood, could you please make me a melee attack? You may take your turn as you normally would. You are first in the initiative. Axel, as you are frozen in place, you watch as the people that you were sworn to protect are killed in front of you. As you are frozen there, helpless. Could I please get a sanity check from Axel?
As Blood just leaps from his standing position as part of his rage, he's able to make a leap, and he just like jumps onto where the soldiers are around Axel. Blood just yells, "Get away from my friend!" And I will just like strike them down with a great axe attack.
For your leap, Blood, do you want it to be that you kind of like summon this kind of ghostly burst of wood behind you that kind of propels you into the air as you like hold your hand back and almost like this growing tree rises from the ground, propelling you into the air. Oh, absolutely. Axel, that's a natural 1 on a sanity check.
Oh no.
We've all been there. It's fine.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
They are not good.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the Madness Club. While Blood is rolling up his attacks, let's do your madness. So this is a natural 1. I'm going to need you to reduce your sanity score by 2. I'm happy to do it if you don't know how to. So your sanity score is reduced by 2. In addition, I need you to roll me. There are 2 madness tables you are rolling on for a natural 1, a short term and a long term. Could you please roll 2 D100s for me, please?
19 hits.
I'm so sorry. 19 hits, yes.
Sorry, I was just saying, could you change the sanity score for me? I don't know how to do that.
That's all good. I am more than happy to do that. That sounds bad. I am able to do that.
Don't lie,
I'm filled with glee at the thought of your incoming madness.
Okay, so 2 D100s as well.
Yes, please.
That's 16 damage, by the way, for the first attack.
Takes it down to a 0. That takes you down to a +7 on your sanity. You're still pretty sanity. Still pretty sane. It's not too bad. Could be worse. Oh, actually, that's not quite right. Wait a minute. That's not quite right. Yeah, you're actually down to +3. You should have been a bit lower on your sanity check, on your sanity before. I think it's added proficient. Oh, no, sorry. No, sorry. Proficiency should be added. Apologies. You are all proficient in sanity, so no, you are correct.
You're getting a highlighted message in chat there, just as an FYI there, Axel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but Indomitables for saving throws.
Not for checks.
And this was a check.
It's not a saving
throw. It would have
throw.
been good before for the
freeze.
The freeze, it's okay.
You get another chance to make that check, so don't even panic. So what are our 2 D100s? 57 and 6. Okay. 57. Okay, this is actually kind of appropriate. You experience vivid hallucinations, which gives you disadvantage on ability checks. Could you please roll me a D10? Could you please roll me a D10? And the next one for a 6, you feel it's the same as Tithla's. You feel compelled to repeat a specific activity over and over, such as washing hands, touching things, praying.
Nah, get your own thing. Get your own thing.
Get your own thing? Okay.
It's a big table. Let's explore the rest of the table.
It's the same one, unfortunately.
I'm concerned about that.
Okay.
Science. That's a 1. That means it's only going to last for 10 minutes, Axel. It could be worse.
Lucky.
I got fucking 90 hours.
Oh no! That's not the long-term one. Could you please roll me another D10 for the long-term one?
Thank
that's
God.
That's just for the hallucinations. Don't worry. 9. That's 90 hours.
Oh no!
They're both just whittling away in the corner now.
Yeah.
I am
All you have to do is roll an
so
Nat 20.
sorry.
It's fine. It's super easy.
Uh,
And then not have chat give you disadvantage to ruin it.
Axel, we'll have to have a think about what your repeated activity is, but essentially you've picked up OCD as a character flaw. Blood. Yes, your 19 hits, 13 slashing damage. Fantastic. And
That's,
your second
plus
attack?
3 with the rage as well.
Plus 3 for the
That's
rage.
16.
Yep, 16.
And I would like to add, as Blood does this, he swings in with the momentum of these like tree growths behind him. He lands like 10 feet away from them, not like right on them, but 10 feet away. At level 10, he's able to use battering roots. So as he sort of propels his hand forward, the driftwood around his body springs out as like almost like this Groot inspired attack as the roots kind of grasp around his great axe and just swing it forward into the first one, and the roots and driftwood are kind of doing all the damage and then he kind of swings it round into the second one for a second attack. 20 non-natural.
That definitely hits.
Yep. For 16 plus 3, that's 19.
Blood, how do you want to do this?
As the first one kind of like cuts through, he like swings the roots around and then just like cleaves back through. Just I guess like bisects the guard.
As you bisect the guard, you watch as the device, that strange gemstone within the rod that it was holding towards Axel, keeping him paralyzed. As it drops and hits the ground, you watch as the gemstone shatters with an explosion of force. As all of you are blown backwards 5 feet away from the center of this blast, you find your vision goes white for a moment, your ears ringing as you are so close to the source of this explosion. And as you blink and slowly that blindness wears off, that ringing wears off, you're suddenly no longer in Oxenford anymore. Blood, you were the one who triggered this. Could you please roll me a d6?
No worries. D6, huh?
Yes, please.
6.
6. Could you roll another one, please? Josh isn't here. Blood. Perfect. This is you.
Hey!
Did we just
Theo
leave
from-
Styx at the Abbey, by the way?
Yes. Until I know for a fact Raph is with you. He's back. Yes. As you sort of blink awake.
What about New Grinner? We brought New Grinner.
I fucked off over to look at the village of Barovia to go see what's going on there and try and find out what happened to my cunt of a
What happened
vampire
last
spawn.
time you fucked off to go have a look at something? Anyway, that's fine.
Yeah, it went pretty well. Now that I know you can bring me back, I'm not too worried anymore, to be honest. To be honest, the consequences of my actions kind of paled into insignificance now. I really feel like I can do whatever the fuck I wanted. I already kind of did that, so like, really watch yourselves for this next chapter. As you sort of blink, blue skies above you, the sun shining down, and Blood, you feel on your face, on your skin, hairs of your beard and hair rustle in the salt spray air. As you take a big breath, breathing in the ocean air once again. You're on the deck of a ship, you think. As your vision swims into focus, you can feel the wood moving underneath you, the ocean just below, rocking gently. You can hear the sound of the waves lapping against the wood, this hollow noise, sound of gulls crying from above. All of you, as you look around, you can see you are currently on the edges of what looks like a floating city. Blood, you know it to be Strahd, your home. A place that you have not been welcome for a very long time, but a place that probably always holds in your heart it's a real sense of belonging, of connection. And as you look around you, you can see many Meloran orcs working across what is essentially an enormous series of connected floating rafts that are being formed into this massive wooden city floating on the waves. Beneath the waters, as you look over the edges, all of you look over the edge of the water, you can see below these massive spirals of what look like enormous coral shells. We're talking hundreds of meters long. Coral gardens growing from them. And you can see Meloran orcs swimming in the waves, their bodies tattooed with intricate series of spirals and designs, tending to the coral gardens. And deeper down below, glowing in the soft bioluminescence of the corals from the deeper sections, Triton, these fish-like humanoids working to ensure that the coral is well cared for. But all of you, Blue's the only one who's seen a floating city before, I would say. Theo, from outside, you watch as the dream falls apart, whatever this illusion is around Axel, as it begins to fall apart. You watch as the hag reaches in, her arm growing in size as it reaches down, grabs onto Blood's head, and as it slowly pulls away, you watch as this memory is extracted from him, pulled like a dewdrop. And as she holds it in her hand, she begins expanding it, pulling on it, stitching it into place as it falls around, as all of your friends seem to be now fully immersed in this dream once again, this time centered on Blood. You can see all of it is currently teeming down, this massive sphere centered onto him. And you watch as she begins to cackle to herself, having not yet noticed you in the border of
Ah, now we are home. Ha ha, sea stride.
Axel, you are no longer paralyzed. Paralysis is immediately worn off as soon as you leave the dream. Sorry, Blood, didn't mean to interrupt. As you call it, yes, now we are home. You see a few of the orcs kind of look around, give you a bit of a weird look. One of them gives you a nod. Not really acknowledging too much more than that.
That's weird. We were in the other city, and then Axel was attacked, and then I defended Axel, and now he's home? Where is everyone? Axel, are you okay?
I think this is where the feature of the OCD would flare up, and my I guess trauma that's triggered this is around guard duty and barking commands at people. So in that instinct, I would be like, "Hip up, let's get up here. We need to do this now." And I'd just be like shouting demands and start like ordering like groups of people. You need to get to the front right now, and just like it's absolutely going off. And it's like insane in the context of the setting we're in.
But Axel, it's okay. It's all right. These Meloran orcs know what they're doing.
Form a line, men.
Axel's hallucinating, remember. Axel, yeah, I mean, you're surrounded by enemies. You can see these soldiers are still coming for you. All of them carrying those rods that paralyzed you.
Oh, well, like, Blood doesn't know he's hallucinating.
No,
he just
exactly.
sees him,
I know.
Freaking out. Yeah. I, like, turn around to the others, and I'm, like, shaking my head. Like
Theo's gone. Theo's not there. But Jonor and Tithla are both there, as is Killian. Killian's kind of, like, looking around, a bit of confusion, going, yeah, this definitely isn't real. There's no way this is real.
Did I get anything from Detect Thoughts? It sounds like we're not actually having it in our minds. It's all around us, but I didn't get anything from Detect Thoughts of
just Theo's thoughts, and then the blankness of the end of the. I mean, I'm going to call them NPCs because they are in a very real sense.
Yeah,
they are just constructs, illusions, echoes designed to make you believe this world.
Blood, like, will just like stride up to Jonor, because Blood only experience with like bad shit and bad shit getting fixed is Jonor. Jonor's done it all for him this campaign.
True.
And Blood's just gonna say, Jonor, Vic, what is going on? What is happening?
What did I just say before? And you started walking away. I just said that this is not real. So can you please listen to what I'm saying?
Okay, it's not real.
I tried to listen to Theo's thoughts, and then all those people that little girl that came past that had that little dog, There was nothing coming from that girl there. There was not a brain there, no thoughts, no consciousness. So whatever this is, it hits us, but it isn't. They aren't people. They're not things.
But this is memory. This is my home. This is Strahd. This is my home.
Well, I was also home as well. I knew that crack on that wall there. That was exactly. I can't explain that. I don't know. What are we gonna do here? Look, I'm gonna have to try and look the best I can.
Axel is not doing well. No, look.
DM, can I ask a question? Do I have
Yes.
the weapons that I had before that turned to ash? Are they still gone?
No, you have them. They're there. You got them. You have your tridents. You have your. They're there. They've always been there.
Of course they have. And I'm trying to like get everyone in line. Like I'm just like square up, and I'm like shoving like whoever's beside me into a line, and I'm getting the shield out, and I've got like the trident over it. And I said,
Yeah, Killy's like, yeah. All right, Axel, just calm down. It's whatever you're seeing. I don't think it's the same as what we're seeing. Just hold a moment, Axel.
All right. Well, Blood, I'm gonna just give me a moment. Make sure no one distracts me for a second here. I'm just gonna try and figure out what exactly these objects are.
Okay.
And I cast Detect Magic, so the golden glow rolls up from the chest up through the cloak over to the eyes, and then the blinking of eyes, different colored irises appear as I scan through the different schools of magic, going straight for illusion.
You are surrounded by illusion magic, Jonor. It is every moment of every breath of every single thing you see is saturated in illusion magic. It is more concentrated illusion magic than you have ever seen in your life.
This is some potent stuff. I flick off because I can't handle that. That absolute bombardment. Give me a moment. I'm gonna try and figure out where this is all coming from, and close my eyes, open them back up again, and then flick on that lens and attempt to determine an origin if possible, or a source.
Could you make me an Arcana check? Or Arcana check. 28. Jonor, as you follow the threads of weave, for a moment you think it's coming from blood. It seems to be concentrated around him, almost like swirling in this vortex. But as you follow the strands, subtle strands, thin as spider web, you begin to see they move up above and just stop in the air above you, vanishing.
Is it because I'm far away?
It goes 30 feet away and then seems to stop. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Theo, currently chilling in the border ethereal, in the ethereal plane.
Clickety clack.
I will need you to make me a stealth check. You have now been here for long enough that you might have been noticed. So,
Cool.
let's see if you've been stealthy enough to avoid the night hag.
Good thing the spider's a lot stealthier than the Theodore.
12. Theo.
Does it help that I only really used a bonus action last turn?
Yeah, sure. That helps. Theo, as you're kind of like, it's a lot of work. The area around the border ethereal here is still fracturing and fragmenting, tessellating into these various shapes and forms as it takes on these different environments and different features, and you are spending so much time having to avoid being taken out by just random crap that suddenly manifests around you and then breaks apart. You accidentally stumble out from your little hidey place that you've been kind of using. The curvature of this illusionary dome, you've kind of been staying to the other side of it than the hag, wanting to make sure that you can't be seen. But as the landscape shifts and changes, you suddenly find water beneath you, forcing you to have to move up and out away from the dome. You watch as with a snap, the head turns towards you. You see two purple eyes glowing in these dark, sallow eye sockets as this grin sweeps across the face of the night hag.
My. Little fly thought it could escape our web. Form of a spider, no doubt a clever ploy, but not clever enough.
Don't mind me, the regular spider here.
Do you say that? Do you say that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. You watch as she goes,
My apologies, regular spider.
and then in this sudden movement, as she reaches into the sleeves of her very tattered long robe, there's this sudden explosion of pollen. Dust, golden in nature, as it flies towards you. Theo, could I please have you make, because there's an active check for this one, could I please have you make me a wisdom saving throw? And I believe, as a satyr, you are...
Is it a spell?
It's not a spell, but it is a magical effect.
No, shut up. Jonor, shut up.
Oh, it's only spells. No, unfortunately. But hang on, do you get anything for charm?
In spider form.
That's a problem. No. Carry on then, my wayward son. Just a wisdom save from you, please, Sir Druid.
Jonor.
Thank you, Tom. Good boy points.
All right.
Thank you, son. You made your dad happy this day.
Intentional.
Big
regret.
This guy.
Tom, I would like to award you with one little bitch point. I think.
No, I did not intend for that. I was actually going to be on his side.
Well, I rescind your little bitch point then. That would have been really cool, and it's you're going to miss it.
Can I give him a little bitch point?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll save that for next time.
Yeah, cool.
It's not appropriate now.
25. I do. So I that is with disadvantage. Sorry, Theo.
Disadvantage?
Yes, please.
Sounds like Theo needs a little bitch point.
Because of the nature of this effect. Sorry, I thought I was gonna give you advantage to cancel it out and just give you a normal roll, but unfortunately it is with disadvantage because you are not immune to the effects of the magical bullshittery that is happening right now. 25 was really good though, and I am really sorry. 22 still pretty good. Okay.
Wow.
Here's what happens. As the
I got plus that with saves.
Yeah.
That's
as
good.
the pollen washes over you, Theo, for a moment you feel your mind relax. Bliss begins to sweep over you. Your fears, your worries, all just begin to slip away. And then you remember why you're scared, why you are anxious in this moment. And as you refocus back on the hag hovering in the air above you, your friend's trapped in some weird marble of illusion magic, built on their dreams and nightmares, designed specifically at this point, you're pretty sure, to torture them into insanity. You can see Axel is basically falling apart at this point. And she seems like she's really going for the full set. Around you watch as an oven slowly manifests behind her head as you get the sense that really she's got things planned for each person here, designed specifically to send them off the deep end. Already you can see the illusion around Blood is beginning to change as people begin to notice his tattoos, notice his lack of home-based tattoo, and wanted posters begin to be pulled out and shared around as you begin to see the landscape shifting in the dream. That is enough to keep you awake. As the pollen washes over you, you are not affected by this, for now.
Then Theo would like to start using the ethereal plane mental transportation methods to start beelining to the hag.
Okay. As you begin beelining towards the vague kind of outline of the hag, moving towards it, it helps if you kind of think about scuttling forwards.
Object and just, yeah.
As you phase between reality, moving towards her, you watch as she laughs as you head towards her and goes,
Not feeling sleepy. That is okay. Dreams do not have to wait for you to slumber.
And as you get up towards her, she vanishes.
So I'm on top of the dome now.
Yeah, hovering in place above the dome.
Dome still there?
Dome is still there, still centered around Blood. Inside the dream Blood, Tithla, Jonor, Axel, you watch as a number of Meloran orcs begin to look at some paper that they've unrolled. You're not sure what's going on, but Blood, you feel the atmosphere change, become far more tense. You watch as this throng of sailors begins to grow in size and number. And all of them are pointing at you, Blood, looking down at this paper. You watch as finally a few of them, this burly group of sailors, led by a woman with one of the most impressive sequences of tattoos stretching across her shoulder, across her neck, and then back down her back, forming a spine made of the bones of some enormous sea monster, like tattooed across her own spine. You watch as she begins to walk forwards, and as she stands before the lot of you, her eyes fixed on Blood. You watch as she looks you up and down, Blood. You're banished, Blood. You're not welcome on Sea Strahd any longer. You know the price. For you to stand here under Melora's protection is death for you.
Not because you're not real. Ha ha ha.
You watch.
Just all the know you.
The old know you reverse card. I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
You watch as the orcs look at each other in confusion. She goes, "This is serious. I am giving you one chance to flee, Blood, or we will hang you."
No, this is my home. I am able to be here. So are my friends, so are my family.
You watch as she sighs. Deep, sad sigh. Nods to the two orcs on either side of her. And in that moment, they rush you, Blood.
Blood is going to dive off the boat into the water.
Fantastic. Blood, could you please make me I'm going to say athletics or acrobatics check to avoid being grabbed as you throw yourself off the boat. Tithla, Jonor, Axel, what are the three of you doing while Blood just is essentially arrested and charged with high treason, put to, essentially just judge, jury, execution a moment, condemned to death in that moment, and then dives off the boat when they try and grab him after pulling the know you reverse card. Ha!
Axel would jump straight to defense and protection of the team with this still vivid hallucination that there is a threat in front of us, and so I'm guessing these things kind of morph together, and it's again just headlong.
You see the soldiers; they just morph into the soldiers from your nightmares, Axel. 21 Blood. You immediately evade them, diving into the cold water, and as you go to swim. It's weird. Your arms and legs in the water are heavy. Every movement is slow and leaden. It's like you can't swim, Blood. You're in Melora's domain. And you have wronged her, your goddess of the wilds.
Oh no. I look down at the driftwood and I sort of say, No! Melora is with me. This can't be right. No.
You watch as your driftwood, soaked with water, begins to weigh you down. No longer floating, but heavy. As the dark begins to claim you, Blood, I need you to make me a sanity check.
Oh shit! What is that?
You have a skill check on your character sheet called Sanity. If you could please click on that.
Down the bottom.
That's the one.
Ew.
That's not fair. He doesn't know what it is, and I'm nearly down to irreparable damage.
Don't worry, he failed. 12 is not enough for the pass. Blood, that is a failure by... Yes, that is enough to decrease your
we've all
sanity.
been there, mate. Don't worry about it.
Yay!
Let me decrease your sanity for you. It's all good. I can do it from here. No dramas at all. I don't want you to stress yourself out. And could you please roll me a D100? You are taking a madness.
That's cool. 54.
54. You guys are rolling really consistently on the short-term madness table. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's really annoying. Could you roll again? That's two. It's two. We've had too many in the same area. Let's do a different one. Let's see something different. 77. Far better. Blood. Your character does whatever anyone tells you to do that isn't obviously self-destructive.
Hell yeah. That's I do that anyway.
Could you roll me a D10? It's hardly madness for you. The Tithla, though, can you imagine if Tithla had that? 4. This will last 4. I think it's only going to be 40 minutes. Yeah, it's only 40 minutes. This could be way worse.
Am I still shouting commands of doing things? Like form up?
So if you're... So your short-term madness... Your short-term madness, the hallucinations are wearing off. That was only for 10 minutes. Your long-term compulsion, that's going to be around for hours. 90 hours. That's like 3 days.
Just roll that 20. We've all done it. It's fine.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Awesome.
Blood. As you feel that pain of betrayal, that fear of being lost, abandoned by your goddess, you watch as the dream shifts and changes. Theo, you're on the outside of the dome. Could you please roll me a D4? We've already had Blood and Axel. 1. Perfect. It's your turn, motherfucker. As you...
Well, I'm outside the dome.
No, my friend, you are not. You're outside the immediate effects of the other people's dreams, but it is now your turn. As you... Yep.
Oh, shit,
as
it's going to be you.
No, it's not just going to be him. As Theo, as the vortex suddenly begins to split around Blood, falling apart, you watch as the hag almost blurs into existence right beside you, and you watch as she gives you a delicate little kiss right on top of your spider head, and then blurs out again, vanishing as you suddenly feel the landscape shifting and pulling around you as you are grabbed and bodily pulled out of the border ethereal into the material plane with your friends. Yeah, this isn't an ordinary night hag. You might be noticing she can do some extra spicy stuff. She's not just a night hag, obviously. We've homebrewed some stuff for her.
Well, fuck.
Theo, as it shifts and changes, you know you're still in spider form. But as you look down, you're a satyr. You can feel your mandibles. You can feel the chitin of your exoskeleton, but you're not looking like the spider you just inhabited. You are your satyr self. Tithla, Blood, Axel, and Jonor, and Killian. Killian's there too. We keep forgetting because I haven't done much with Killian. So for context, it doesn't look like Josh will be joining us tonight. I will share what his was going to be if he doesn't join us by the end of the night, and I will tell you what his was going to be because it was going to be a very special one, specifically at Neverwinter with the plague. I was going to have a lot of fun with that.
Wow.
Yeah. I like torturing Josh. As you look around, Theo, you're in the woods. But the trees, the foliage seems different. It's then you realize this seems much more like the Feywild. The vibrancy of the colors, the patterns of the trees, even the size of the foliage, these massive ferns that grow, towering above some of the trees around them. This is the Feywild. You see Tithla, Blood, Jonor, Axel, and Killian all with you. looking around in confusion, Blood gasping for air.
Oh, hello. I am. A dumb question. Do you see me as Satyr, Theo, or do I still look like Spooky Spider?
You're normal Theo. And where did you go? You just vanished.
Yeah. Did you into the ethereal planes, the border ethereal? Yeah, so this is definitely caused by the night hag, by the way. She's got little puppet strings and she's pulling out memories from us and turning them into nightmares. But I think she got me, and well, we're in the Feywilds, so congratulations. It's a place few people ever get to tread. It's quite cool. But truthfully, I don't think we should meet anyone from here because they tend to, at absolute best, be a bit trickstery. So keep your people.
Sure, that's what you say about this place. But where's the hag?
Oh, she was on top of the dome. Oh,
What?
As Theo says the word dome, instead you...
Sorry, I'm going to dip out for a second, guys.
All good. I'm happy to take over this bit. That works out quite nicely. As Theo says the word dome, you watch as a long croak instead emerges from his mouth.
What?
I didn't quite get that one.
Yeah.
Can you speak up?
Sorry, I seem to have a frog in my throat. Just meant to say dome.
What?
You need to say dome. Oh, okay.
Dome?
When I was in the border ethereal, I was looking in and I could see there was a sphere of illusion bullshittery focused on each of you. First it was focused on Axel, and then it was focused on Blood, and now I think it might be focused on me. Shit.
Question for Owen. Understanding material versus ethereal plane.
Yes.
Would Jonor understand that that's not something you can teleport to? That's not a physical distance material plane. That's you have to leave. So teleporting is not going to help in the conventional here to A to B teleportation.
Do you want to make me an Arcana check? There is stuff you know just from the benefit of being a wizard who has studied this shit at the university for years.
And the book.
You have a baseline anyway. And the book. Planar travel. Yeah. 30, Jonor. Yeah, man, you know a lot about the fucking planes now. The ethereal plane, it's not really right to call it a plane. It isn't its own kind of space like the other planes are. So like the elemental planes, the best way to kind of imagine them is they're each a planet that orbits around a star. Nostea is the same. It's a planet, also known as a plane. All of them are joined together by the astral sea. That is what binds all the planes together. They're all contained within the astral sea. The ethereal plane kind of sits around it and within it at the same time. There is an echo, an after image, the reflection in a mirror. Everywhere at all times. That is the ethereal plane. It is the space formed by thinking beings that create the world around them. It's the ethereal plane, imagine, is kind of like the cognitive realm, if you've read any of Brandon Sanderson's work. It is this realm of thought, of half reflections, of ghosts. It is the shadow to our own world, to all worlds. And it is there, always just on the other side of the mirror, of the glass. Teleportation magic, like using a teleportation circle, will not get you into the ethereal plane. But there are many, many ways to do it. There are potions that you can take that will temporarily allow you to slip into the ethereal plane. There are spells. There is a spell that will allow you to temporarily slip into the ethereal plane. In terms of accessing it permanently, physically going there with all of you, that would require you to cast planar transport, essentially. And even then, the ethereal plane is weird. Spending too much time there does things to the physical body. It is not a place you want to spend lots of time. It warps physical things. There are tales that you've read in the Unseen University of wizards who have done awful permanent damage to themselves, fucking about with the border ethereal, turning themselves into mist, part of themselves into mist by trying to spend time in the ethereal plane and coming back partially incorporeal. And as soon as they come into the material plane, breaking apart, falling apart into mist, no longer able to keep themselves cognitively together. It is not a place one goes for funsies, shall we say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've my context was I was going to cast a Thunderstep to take myself and possibly someone else out to where the hag is. It sounds like that's not feasible, that understanding of how...
Thunderstep won't take you into the ethereal plane. But from what Theo described, this kind of dome-like thing centered around each person during their dream, Thunderstep might actually work. And if you suggest what you're doing to Theo, he will give you a bit more information from what he saw.
For sure. Well, that is the intent. So I was thinking about trying to find the hag, use a way to determine where she is, and then to move to her. And I can do that. Just got to figure out where she is. So yeah. I guess I did well there.
Last time I saw her, she was hovering above, looking down and cackling like a mad bitch.
Well, we can go get her.
I think I am now the center of this, so it is probably best that I do not try and come with you.
Tithla?
Yeah?
I think I've never needed your help more than I need it right now.
Well, that's quite clear.
We're gonna fight the hag. We're gonna try and break this illusion. Are you ready to come with me?
Yeah, we're gonna get out of this lies.
All right.
We're gonna get her. Tithla having just that weird clarity from having been her.
Lud just steps in and is like, "Is not all lies. Some is true."
I look over. There's no time for this. I Tithla, let's go, and I take a couple of steps away to get them out of the explosion room of
the radius of your Thunderstep. Yeah.
Yeah, and then wherever he pointed to, Tithla, we're gonna have to hope this gets us out. And with it,
and Tithla holds on.
I grab some rocks from out of the spellcasting components, form this ball, compresses into sort of similar to a shatter spell that rips open, and I pull Tithla into it. And as we go in, it takes the space we're in and explodes. I'm going as far as I can in the direction I thought it was.
Bye.
Blood, Axel, and Theo watch as Jonor and Tithla, as you stride forwards, Jonor, and activate the spell, you blur into a bolt of lightning that shoots forwards, leaving behind this explosion of dust and dirt and sand around you. You watch as Theo goes, wait a moment. And then you watch as his throat bulges out into this large frog-like skin before coming back down again. As Theo kind of coughs and goes, oh, that is not good. Oh, this does not feel good. Axel and Blood, his skin is far more green than it was a moment ago.
Theo?
You watch as he turns towards you, his eyes now orange with these rectangular slits in the center.
I remember, Blood remember story you were frog once?
Yeah. Yes, that was not a good time in my life.
Yeah. Blood think you are turning into frog now.
He turns into all sorts of things.
No, yeah. But this one is not by choice. I can not resist it. I am trying to... And then you watch as Theo's legs slowly begin to lengthen as he flops down on his face. Cool. Tithla and Jonor. Jonor, as you activate your spell, your Thunderstep, leaving behind your friend slowly turning back into a frog, the two of you hit something, a border, a force that for a moment holds you in place as you feel this moment of agony. you're not yet reformed. You're still in this incorporeal state in the moment of transporting through the edge of this barrier, and for a moment you are trapped there before it breaks and shatters through. You land, both of you, into waist-deep swamp water. Clearly you've been moving. The area of those two trees forming the archway is back behind you, much further than you thought it would be. All around you, rising from the swamp, are the ruins of these half-crumbled, half-rotted buildings, covered in slime, mold, and undergrowth that has slowly taken over. It is darker than you remember it was a moment ago, and all around you in the swamp, half hidden by the water, choked by weeds, you can see white, pale white shapes, some rounded, some slender, in the water around your feet.
So are we gonna? What do we have to do? Do we have to like find them, or do we have to find her, or what are we doing?
We're gonna find her and we're gonna kill her. She's apparently. Yep. Go on.
Nah, I'm on board with that. Are we able to do that? Just you and me? Like, I know I'm super strong, and I know you're coming along.
You know when you're trying to concentrate on a spell and you're trying to keep it in existence? No, you don't? Okay.
No.
Well, you know how I just really stop and focus on one thing when I'm casting some spells?
I thought your mind just went blank. I thought you just like panicked and froze. Are you focusing when you do that?
Yeah, I am. So you know how crazy. I say don't talk, and when I get hit, it stops it? We need to hit the hag.
I thought it was just because you didn't like me talking so much. I didn't realize you were focusing. I must have put you off so many times. I'm so sorry.
Tithla, we gotta hit the hag and break this thing that she's constructed. See that dome? She's got that in her hand. We need to stop it.
Turn and look behind you. There's no dome. There's just your friend standing there. Theo is currently lying on the ground, making a weird croaking noise. Well, no, but he's a spider. You can see the spider is like splayed out in this horrific configuration, making this weird croaking noise as Axel and Blood look down at it in confusion. You can see Killian's kind of like looking around. He watches, he reaches down, picks up a whole bunch of fetid swamp water and kind of looks at it for a moment. He's probably like sniffing flowers and shit in the Feywild, but what he's actually doing is just gathering slime in his hands. He sniffs it, has a bit of a look. You can see Blood is covered in water, having thrown himself bodily down into a rather deeper patch of the swamp.
What if I just hit them? Will that wake them up?
No, they're trapped in there.
Okay.
If we don't find her, we're going back into that.
Well, let's go find her. I'm gonna find her. I'll do a survival check, trying.
Yeah.
It's a 14.
14.
If permissible.
Yes.
Second action, and I go locate creature.
Ooh, okay. Locate creature, hag, hey?
Yeah. Name a creature familiar to you. I would say I'm familiar, right? Because she's tormented me a lot.
I think. Have you heard her name?
Oh.
You do know her name. You've said it. I think you know her name.
Yeah, Barbarian Saga, that's one.
Yeah. You've got enough to go on.
Barbarian Saga.
Isn't that John Wick?
Baba Yaga, but nice try.
So close.
And Baba Yaga's a monster from folktales, Eastern European folktales, a witch who lives in a hut that walks around on chicken legs, which is going to make this next bit a bit of a spoiler for you. Jonor, as you cast the spell, you watch as it originates not that far away from you, within a patch of trees where you can see the remains of a building rising above the foliage. And then you realize the building doesn't match the rest of the stone, decayed ruins here. It's a log cabin, mostly intact. The roof is covered in long-growing tendrils of this strange white wispy vine. The chimney is billowing with this dark black smoke, wisps of it rising up from the area around. But it's very high up, almost like it's perched in the foliage of the trees itself. And then you watch as one of the tree trunks slowly begins to lift, roots pulling free as it steps forwards. And you realize this hut is perched on these legs, carved from wood, the feet made of dense, tangled roots, almost like those of a vast wading bird. And as the other leg pulls itself free, you can see standing on the balcony of the hut, a woman. Dark slate grey skin, pale white hair, tangled and matted, raven feathers bound along with skulls into the braids of her hair. You watch as the woman looks down towards you and cackles.
Did you not enjoy my little show, Jonor? We didn't even get to yours yet. You must step back in. There is so much more to show you.
Is that a suggestion?
Do you say that?
No. If it's not a suggestion, then...
Doesn't seem to be.
Tithla, let's kill her right now. Let's go. How far away is she?
At the moment, about 100 feet.
Okay. Bonus action, these golden wings are popping. Is she overhead as well, like higher?
Yeah, she's up on top of the balcony of her hut, which is currently perched on these enormous wooden legs, like a giant wading bird's carved from the wood of the trees. That the feet made of these large roots. I can show you a picture if you like. I think I've got a picture here. Let me have a look. Come on, baby, show me Baba Lysaga's hut. I'm not sure I do. That is very disappointing. I really wanted to show you.
Is it kind of like, in season 2 of Andor?
Oh my fucking god.
I'm aware. Would you like to?
I do.
Do you know
I do
what
have a
we're
picture.
talking about?
Here we go. I've got a picture. All good. No need. There you go.
Wow.
Oh.
Can we say no?
No.
The irony.
Oh, cool.
Here's Baba Lysaga for you too, just because I think why not?
Can we call the Baba Yaga?
That's not going to help here. So, Tithla and
You have
Jonor.
not met my strength. Can I, rather than using bonus action for flying, I'm going to stick out my hand pointing towards her, and I am going to smash you. And as my hand comes
Is
up,
that a promise, young man?
Ayo?
Oh, you'll feel it. And I pull out my little mage hand, and I start teeing it up. I twist the body and go to punch her, and the little telekinetic hand reaches out in front of me, and then this large hand flies out even for the mage hand amplifies even harder because I've just cast Big B's hand, which has a reach of 120, and so this hand has just grown even further, and I'm going for a clenched fist punch.
Clenched fish, hey?
Yeah, that's one.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Sloppy fish.
Tell me more about the clenched fish.
So it's
Absolutely
going to be
amazing.
5d8, make a melee spell attack. On a hit, force damage. So I will make a spell attack. Did that roll or try again?
Yes, it has 23.
Awesome. All right, and that's going to be 5d8. Let's give that a go.
This is good. This is good, boys.
19.
19. Would it be useful to bring you across to a map, Jonor?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Unfortunately, only you... and Tithla. But unfortunately, only you and Tithla will be able to see this map for the moment because the rest of them are stuck in a dream. But what I will do...
Ourselves.
I will... Nah, fuck it. That's not fun. I will move all of you across, and I'll have it so all of you can see the map, just because it's not fun. It's not fun for you guys otherwise, but the rest of you can only see this when the dream is broken, when you are no longer trapped inside the dream. Alrighty, Killian, Blood, and Axel. Let me move you across to the ruins of Berez. And I'll
gate.
chuck it on the map for now.
Ooh,
So
spicy.
put that down there. Not too bad, hey.
I like
The rest
it.
of you are kind of all
Nice.
stuck in
It's
there. I'll bring it
nice.
across the map. Why not? Let's show off the map, hey. I realize that you guys can't see very much because the zone. I'm going to turn off the. That is hyper
I can
intense
see
looking.
everything.
That's ridiculous.
I can see everything.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Oh, that's so weird. For some reason, it's not showing up on my map. That's hilarious. I can like on the camera map, it only shows Jonor and Tithla seeing like very little at
Oh,
all.
no.
I can
you
see
go.
everything.
Full map.
You can see the whole full map.
Yep.
Yep.
Why is this
Including
being
the
so-
surprise you've got over in the corner.
Don't worry about the surprise I've got over in the corner. That's so annoying. Why is this
Oh,
being so
damn.
weird?
I nearly got him. We can't actually see it.
I know.
I got him again.
I know you can't see the full map. Let me just turn off dynamic lighting. We don't need it for this one. There you go. Alrighty, that'll do. Nice. So let's do 19, and that's centered on Baba Lysaga on the.
Big old punch. And she needs to, I know, being a wizard, being broken concentration is such a pain in the ass. And she has to try and maintain her role.
So about that, Jonor. She is currently
please.
She's currently on her hut. She's currently in position on the top of her hut, on top of the little balcony. As the spell goes off, as your enormous rage hand grows in size and then smashes down, she is going to use one of her hut's protective actions to block the
Counterspell?
attack. Would you like to counterspell that? It's not a spell that she's doing, so you can counterspell it if you like, but
Is this a you can try?
this is a you can try. Would you like to try?
No, I'll pass.
And I'm back.
Perfect. I did turn off your camera. I'll turn it back on again for you, Haz.
Sorry for random.
No, that's okay. You've not missed. Well, I mean, Theo hasn't missed too much. Theo is forcibly being turned into a frog very slowly, bit by bit. Bit of body horror for you.
I did suspect that was going to happen.
Yeah, sorry about that. I would love your sanity check from that actually. While you're.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be coming. I was thinking, what could he do that would really rattle Theo's sanity? He's been relatively. I think after the first session in the mist that made me make a sanity roll, and I've not done it since. And yeah, you drew on the gag trauma of Theo's past.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, apparently Haz is now Matt. That's hilarious. Let me just move it
I don't know
over.
why I rolled twice, but let's take the first one.
We always take the first one in this case. That is a 16. That is a pass. That is the DC
Okay.
for this particular check. Nicely done. Theo, despite being forcibly turned into a frog as your spider form, so outside the dome, Jonor and Tithla can see your spider form acting like a frog, lying on the
You got out of
ground.
the dome.
What was that?
You got out of the dome.
They thunderstepped out of the dome.
Nice.
You were invited, but we didn't want
Did
to.
no warning about there being a dome help?
Yes, it did. It basically gave Jonor the idea of teleporting out.
Nice.
So, as Jonor and Tithla look up at the enormous hut, walking on legs made of tree roots and stumps, Jonor unleashes his rage hand, this time taking on Bigby's giant hand attack. As it strikes down at Baba Lysaga, you watch as it begins to smash down. The hut creaks and moves, spinning so that it takes the hit rather than her. As your hand smashes into the roof, Jonor, you deal 19 points of damage. You watch as part of the roof caves and collapses, breaking under the impact of this enormous hand smashing into the top of it. But it does not hit Baba Lysaga. Instead, you hear her kind of laugh a little bit at you.
Did you think that would be all that was required? You thought I could be
Tune her up.
swatted like some fly. No. I am the spider, and you are the flies here.
Ignore her, Tithla. Let's go. And I'm just best I can tune the noise out and run towards her.
Alrighty, can I please get, this is going to be initiative for Tithla and for Jonor inside the dream. She is now having to concentrate on combat though. Theo, Killian, Blood, and Axel. Could I please get from each of you, a wisdom saving throw?
You sure can.
Theo,
Absolutely.
you actually have advantage on this because you have already passed it. Oh, and I need to bring your token across, don't I, Theo? Because you can't see shit right now.
Oh, I can see it. It's just not my character.
That's hilarious. Well, I'm happy for you to see everything. I will bring you across anyway, though. Let me find your nearest token. Here we go. Ah, that's a nice one of you with Luther. There we go. Let me bring you over. Alrighty, so we've got 18 for the wisdom save from Axel. That is a pass. Theo, 13, but a 19 as the second roll. We'll take the 19. Blood, that is an 8.
I rolled an 8.
That is not so good. That is unfortunate, Blood. That is a fail. And
Yep.
I'll roll for Killian really quickly as well. Wisdom saving throw. Killian's not necessarily bad at these. That's a 10 from Killian. That is a fail from Killian as well. Alrighty. Here's what happens. And Jonor and Tithla, you've got your 18 and 23. Fantastic. I will just quickly roll for Barbarian Saga and her Creeping Hut, which is probably the coolest name I've ever heard. Version of that particular thing. Creeping Hut. Alrighty. Oh, I rolled a 0 for the Creeping Hut.
Nice.
I rolled a 2 and it's -2. So that is a 0.
I like it.
That's outstanding. Alrighty, here's what happens inside the dome. Theo, you know this isn't real. You can feel that force shaping you, twisting you into a frog, but you're not turning into a frog. You can feel the chitin as you bite down with your mandibles on your limbs. You can feel the chitin beneath. This is all just an illusion once again. And as soon as you realize that, the illusion begins to shift and break down, falling apart around you. Blood, you are the only one who fails this. Could I get you to please roll me a d4? We're going to see whose nightmare you get trapped in this time.
Oh, sweet.
4. Blood.
Yeah.
For the moment, everything I describe you see as well. I will let you know when things deviate.
Okay.
As the illusion begins to split and fracture and fall apart, you can see the ruins of the town around you, the swollen banks of the river just behind having surrounded and filled the town, breaking through the barriers, knocking down buildings and leaving this fetid swamp behind. Rising from the mists, the water around you and the tree line is this enormous hut perched on legs of rotting wood, tangled vines. And standing on the balcony, cackling like a mad woman, you can see Barbarian Saga. Theo, Blood, Axel, Killian. Roll me initiative. You are part of this for the moment.
Oh, even Blood?
Even Blood. For the moment, I will let you know when things change, Blood. But for the moment, you are part
Beautiful.
of this. You are one of the gang right now.
Yay! I'm back in it, guys.
Back in
I
it.
rolled so averagely today.
It's not been a very lucky roll for you tonight. Sorry, Has. And I think what we'll do, so that we don't go too deep in combat, I might describe a little bit more just before we wrap up the combat for today. How about that? Oh, you guys can't see her name. Sorry. Let me just make sure you can see Barbarian
Babs.
Saga. You knew who she was.
Yeah, she's Babs.
Babs. Yeah.
Babs.
Yeah. Bebe. To be fair, Bebe could be short for Barbarian Saga. Alrighty. So, at the top of the round, Tithla, you're first.
Tithla, so what kind of range are we talking about here? Is that?
So you are currently... Oh, sorry, that is not correct.
Yeah, it's like 400 feet is what the map
No,
says.
that's not correct.
Just running.
No. Sorry, that is not correct. Let me update that right now. That is much easier. Sorry, each square should only be 25 feet. Try that again now. That should be correct.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that. What do we?
Or 20 feet, actually.
Look at that. That's better.
Better?
All right. Tithla is going to quickly reach into her little pouch, grab a little red berry, and just fucking piff it as far as she can.
Sorry, where are you putting it?
We've gone over this terminology. We don't need it.
Fair.
I'm not one to reuse a bit, okay, Owen?
Okay.
If there's one thing I do, it's original material all the time. So
I think I need to roll a sanity check on that statement.
Your madness is gaslighting.
That's a 16.
Okay.
Apparently, I'm so used to this, I've developed a callus, the mental equivalent of a callus to it. Yes.
That's a good start.
Tithla.
Tithla, Hunter's Mark, the Baba Yaga, or the target of the Baba Yaga. We're summoning John Wick. And then she is going to shoot her bow a couple of times. So the first one is that's unfortunate, a 14 to hit.
14 is not enough.
That's what happens when you roll a 3, I guess.
Yes.
How about a 30? Does a 30 hit?
This is gonna really blow your mind. 30 does hit.
Whoa! Fuck. Okay. Didn't see that coming. All right, and I've rolled that. Oh, and I'm gonna need you to work out which of the added d6 it is. So it's a 7.
Very easy to do. It's just +2, so that's a total of 9.
Yeah, but on my screen it rolls 14 d6s.
That's 9.
And then.
Do you know what I could do? I could just modify this so rather than rolling that, we just always know it's cold damage. Should I just do that? Would that be easier for you?
And then extra 2 from the
2 seconds.
Hunter's Mark.
So 11 total points of damage.
11 total.
As the arrow
doesn't try and
flies
block
out of
that.
the darkness. No. As the arrow flies out of the darkness and slams into her shoulder, you watch she kind of looks down, the ice spreading across. She looks and goes,
Drat. That actually stung. Not for much longer.
Ha ha! Wait, what? Not much longer? Oh, because you won't be around here anymore. I get it now. That makes sense. Do you want us to let you go and you can leave us go and we can all be friends again?
No.
Okay then, I tried. And Tithla is going to just like run away and slightly separate. Just so that not all clumped with her friends and take cover somewhere. Not actually take cover, but take cover.
easy done. Alrighty, Blood, you are up next.
Cool. As a part of, I think Blood probably would just do what he normally does, which is enter a rage, seeing this creature, this Baba Lysaga emerging. He'll go into a rage. He'll do his little pounce, so he'll move 20 feet, which is half his speed, up towards the Baba creature. And then move another 40 feet for his movement on top of that. So that's 60 feet. And then I think he's still going to be not quite close enough to attack.
60 will get you up next to Jonor.
Yeah, I'll get up to about there. Spectral branches probably won't be able to get, because that's only 10. So he'll probably do the only ranged attack that he can do, which is the javelin, which is kind of cool.
Ooh, yeah, the javelin of lightning. Yes.
Yeah. Now I think we did say that we spent some time familiarizing, so I think I do. Oh yeah, I do know the word. I can't remember it.
Did you write it down?
I can find out what it is.
Is that by listening to the previous episode?
No, I remember the word for it.
Okay.
Was, but I can't remember it.
I'm pretty sure we wrote it in chat, just because I knew you would forget it, and we were pretty proud of it.
It's a very good one, because it's
Ulia.
like
Awila, magic word for the lance.
Awila, that's it. That's it. So yeah, you see Blood kind of like running full pelt towards this creature. He pulls the javelin out from his back and just says "Wheeler," and then just throws like full pelt this javelin, which erupts into lightning.
Alrighty, I need a dex save, I believe, for the Baba Lysagas and for Baba Lysaga. They're both in the pathway, correct?
That's correct.
I will roll dex saving throws, no problems at all. You're going to find this really funny, but you know the giant creeping hut that is like an enormous construct on massive wooden legs. It's not very dexterous. That is a total of -1 for the.
Okay.
Yeah. Baba Saga, however, 15.
Okay, that passes. So she'll take half damage still. That's going to be. Let's roll some damage. Does it? Whoa. Oh yeah, no, that's right. Oh, it's rolling lots of dice. Sorry. Why is it rolling so much dice?
It's rolling a lot of dice, isn't it? That's okay. So we know that it does
okay.
9 piercing damage.
The first one.
Yeah, 9 piercing damage and then 23 damage. So 9 piercing, 14 lightning, total of 23 damage.
Yep.
Easy done. To the hut, and Baba Saga takes half because she passed.
Yep.
And she takes half again because of another thing. Sorry.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Okay. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, she takes half because of something else you guys don't know about. As the javelin explodes into lightning, crackling across, burning a vast section of the wood away from the legs of the hut. As you hold out your hand, blood clenched down, the javelin reforms in your hand once again.
Yep.
Anything else on your turn?
Can I throw it again?
If you can do it as an action multiple times, then yes. I don't believe you have two actions.
Get until the next dawn. So I mean, I can still throw it as a regular javelin, but I won't do the effect of the.
The question is, because you've used because the magic word. Yeah, let me pull open the javelin because I just want to double check we're using the right, because I know it has changed a little bit with the second. Yep. No, this is basically just an attack. When you hurl it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning. So yeah, you can just throw it as a normal javelin now, and it will still come back to your hand. No, even if it's not.
It won't do the lightning
magic.
effect. Yeah. The lightning effect is used until the next dawn, but I can still use this as a regular attack. So I'll just do that.
Nice.
This will just be a 1d6. I'll just roll this. I'll roll the hit first of all.
Yeah, that would be good.
Cool.
Then we might wrap up there. Sorry, Tom. We'll have to come back with Jonor's first.
It's a 25
next week. 25 hits. Yes. Are you aiming for Baba Saga or the hut?
I am aiming for Baba Saga in this case.
Yes, that hits.
Beautiful. And I'll just roll this because I don't want to roll all the other dice.
That's super fair. I mean, we can figure it out anyway. If you just click on it, we know the piercing damage. It splits it up on on Roll20. It's very easy to see which one's which.
Handy. It's alright. I'll write it out. It's 11.
11 points of damage. Easy done.
Yep.
Perfectamundo. As the javelin flies forwards and spears in, you watch again as it cuts into her. She pulls it out and drops it over the edge. It immediately vanishes into smoke, appearing in your hand once again, blood. She looks across all of you.
Really? You thought you could just come here and attack me? Me? I am Baba Saga. I have lived in these lands longer than any, and you will fear me before the end.
And that is where we're going to wrap up for tonight as we jump into Jonor's turn. Next session, we'll start with
first. We could have talked. She's being very unreasonable.
Awesome sauce. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will have to wrap up there for tonight. We will be back again next week, of course, with more Curse of Strahd. But that is all the streaming and all the episodes you'll see from us this week. Sorry, guys. It's a bit of a quiet week at the Lost Archives while we've got some people away and some things going on. For those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel. Tonight, let's go and raid. Look, I think the rules are if Josh isn't here, we don't raid here. Oh no, he's not live anyway. Doesn't even matter. I was going to say we're not going to raid RollTogether RPG because he's not here. Let's go and raid. Looks like Let's Roll for Dragons are currently doing How to Train Your Dragon TTRPG? Possibly?
Cool.
No way. It's called Let's Roll to Train Your Dragon. I may be jumping the gun a bit here, but if that is a How to Train Your Dragon TTRPG, I am very upset I did not think of that first, because there is a lot you could do with that.
That's sick.
Let's load that up. I'll get that raid going. For those of you watching on YouTube or listening to the podcast, make sure you hit the subscribe button or the follow button or whatever version of that there is. Especially on YouTube, it really, really helps us out. We are well on our way to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. If we can hit that before the end of the year, that would be fucking amazing. I've got a very extra special episode. If it does happen to coincide with our Curse of Strahd Halloween special at Blinsky, that would be even more spectacular. I would have something very, very fun for all of us there. So make sure you do, if you have not already, hit the subscribe button. From all of us here tonight, stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again very soon. But until then, see you guys. Bye!